listening to Morning Motivation with the Morning Motivation Team, Wes and Coach Robert Brickey on WIDU, 1600 AM, your station for inspiration and information.
Hey, Coach Brickey, the top of the program this morning. By the way, we are the WIDU Radio Network, WIDU Fayetteville, WIDU Red Springs, WAGR Lumberton and Scotland County's very own WIWO Radio, WEWO Laurinburg, the WIDU Radio Network. We're 8:01 on this Thursday morning, and Coach Brickey, a number of years ago, and I could tell the first time that I shared this thought with you that we were taught jobs stop bullets. You quickly glanced to look, and I could tell that resonated. You know it. You worked with a lot of young folks. We believe it with all of our heart. Fundamentally, we believe that we would all do better if we knew better, okay? And we also agree with Les Brown that the vast majority of us just need somebody to believe in us, to encourage us, to teach us, to coach us. And for our community, we need opportunity. So we pray. We're so many friends of faith and churches praying for our economic leaders who are striving and working so hard. And bless their heart, so many times they have to work hard on something and it doesn't happen, but they put in a lot of time. It's very challenging, very competitive, and we are just so blessed in this community to have, we believe, the greatest economic development leader on the planet right here in Fayetteville. He's lovingly known, affectionately known as Robo, and we're so excited that this news this morning, we released early this morning, these Amazon jobs coming to Fayetteville, North Carolina. The lowest wage will be $15 an hour with benefits from day one. Hundreds of jobs, Coach. This is just a huge, huge win for our community. Brother Robert Van Giens, Brother Robo, congratulations. We celebrate with you guys at Economic Development.
Well, thank you, Wes. I mean, it's really just my privilege to be able to announce projects like this. It is something that only comes through the tireless work of volunteers and the county commissioners and the city council and our utility partners. There's a lot behind the scenes. I mean, from the property owners to the investors that make these projects happen. We here at Economic Development just get the privilege of trying to put it all together and make the announcement at the end. But in the end of the day, it really does take a community to move forward, and we have to do it together. And I think that's really something that I've seen since my time here, is that everyone at all corners have been focused on creating new economic opportunity for our citizens. And this, I think, is a great win. It's a great win with a company whose name resonates. I've long said that we are a community that at times does not recognize all the powerful assets we have and our stature, and that there are 16 states out there without a city the size of Fayetteville. I think last time I checked, Cumberland County is more than 50% of the population of the state of Wyoming, and so we need to go ahead and stand up and recognize on the national stage that Fayetteville and Cumberland County can compete and win.
Brother Robo, we were reading from for us, it was just so exciting. Last night, the press release, but we said, and we told folks early this morning, you would come on and help us just kind of understand this. When we say hundreds of jobs, Amazon, which is obviously a top 100 company in the country, help us kind of explain to the WIDU family, please, my friend, what is about to come to Fayetteville? I think you said it might even be started sometime next year.
That's right. Permits will be being pulled shortly, and just want to send, we often talk about government and regulatory matters in a negative light. I just want to say that the staff for the city of Fayetteville and their engineering and stormwater department were just literally blew the company's expectations on customer service and responsiveness out of the water. And I think that goes to show that at every point in a process, there's an opportunity to make a good impression. But those things have already gone through, and city council took action on that. So construction will start here in the next few months on retrofitting the existing building on Dunn Road. And this really is a new part of a new breed of centers for Amazon that'll significantly reduce shipping times for businesses and residents. You'll find that products will be coming in from those large DCs, and they will already be pre-sorted here, but they'll be loaded into local delivery vehicles, and some of those will be direct employees of Amazon. Some of those will be third-party contract shippers, and there'll also be opportunities for independent contractors and part-time workers to do delivery as well, and people can learn more about that. It'll be up online, but it's flex.amazon.com, and they can see how that program works. So I think what is important here is we often talk about we have folks here that have a job and they want an opportunity at a better one. We have folks here that, due to life circumstances, don't have the ability to work a full-time job. This will provide that flexibility. This will provide an opportunity for a stay-at-home parent who maybe, in times like these has been doing homeschooling or something like that, to pick up work on the weekends or nights when they can. It'll also provide an opportunity for people who don't have a resume and significant experience to show a history of solid work and entrepreneurship.
Robo, can you help us talk a little bit about that in economic development and developing the community? We've heard you share, great insight on building a community. And I tell you, here's in layman's terms the way I would hear it, that we need good jobs at all levels. We'd love to have 200 plus six-figure, jobs, a corporation that brings that. But we also need places that start folks at $15 an hour with benefits. How important is it that we, and that you and your team are bringing in employment at many various levels, not just one particular area?
Well, and I appreciate you mentioning this here, Wes, because it is something that is very close to my heart. We need to find jobs for everyone that doesn't have one, but equally important, we want to be able to find better jobs for people looking to advance and earn more, and we need to have it's a stairway to economic success, to creating intergenerational equity, and so we need to get people in the door if they haven't been able to get in, and that's the first step. We need to have programs help them gain skills to move up and take on better paying jobs that provide them a career versus employment. But you can't have one without the other. It's a lot easier to help people once they have a resume, once they have experience, move on to a better, higher skilled, higher paying job, maybe one that they find even more fulfilling. Even before that, though, we have large swaths of our community, and this is, I know, something that Chairman Charles Evans, the DA, Mayor Colvin, City Council, County Commissioner, something I've been advocating along with them. We have to find every way possible to help those that have been locked out of employment find a way in, through expungement clinics, through reentry, through training programs for those without skills. We have to be able to get people on that track to a better economic future. And these are good jobs in that way for that. And not everyone has the ability, again, whether it's their time, their commitments, their education, the other factors in their life, to work a standard 9-to-5 job, which I think for most of those in the workplace today, there is no such thing anymore. But we need to have flexibility, and we want to have flexibility because our citizens have things in their lives that shape when they're able to work.
How about, and I know you guys work closely with educational, institutions. What I'm thinking is that in this changing world, that is evolving so quickly, that are there times when maybe an employer can come into the community, and let's say like Fayetteville Tech or community colleges can help train people within a reasonable amount of time, and not just Fayetteville Tech. I know there's a training program with that project with the Department of Transportation that will have people up to speed to be able to get a really good paying, entry-level job. Are there ways that we can creatively, help people be able to be employable by industry that you guys can bring here?
That is something that I think our community college here is one of the best, really a national leader on it. They are one of the folks that we have in the room the first time we talk to companies. eClerks, who has now 300 employees over on McPherson Church Road, which for those not familiar, it's a really neat story. That is actually an India-owned and headquartered company with their first U.S. operations here in Fayetteville. But through the community college, we were able to bring in trainers from India to come here and train people on their interactions in the financial services and customer service side of things for the clients, and technical support for the clients of eClerks here. And so that's a great example there where we are able to do that. I think the broader question, too, is as we look at what the economic opportunity is for the future, as we see these announcements of Apple and Google in the greater region. We want our community to be part of that, from suppliers to contractors to serving those companies, being part of that rapidly technologically evolving economic system. We have to have our employees and our students ready for that. I think that's a conversation here with the colleges, with the K-12 system, and it's one we're having, but we have to be ready. We want our community to be ahead of that curve. We can do it, but it's always a matter, too, of resources that are available. There are great resources out there to train folks for jobs that exist. There is not quite as much out there in the broader landscape of funding on the federal and state level to upskill people in advance of jobs we believe are coming. And we want to be on that side of the coin where we have our folks ready and we can use our workforce here as a recruitment tool.
Robo, I know everybody in the state wants to talk to you today, so we're not going to hold you. I got a couple of questions, then we want to give you the final word. One in the area of development. We've heard, and I heard it again recently, and it reminded me, we'd heard this a lot, that there are some great, I don't know what you guys, the terminology, in economic development, but assets, positives about our community. I'll give you, for instance, we're not that far from the ocean. We've got Interstate 95 that goes right by our community, and we're not that far from Interstate 40. We're right here on the doorstep next door, partners with the greatest military installation on the planet, Fort Bragg, and we're really not that far from the state capitol, not much more than an hour drive. I mean, are those all fundamental assets that, you're a professional at this, you've been doing this a long time. Some of us, wonder, wow, could 10, 20 years from now we double and be a city of 500,000? I mean, do we have great upside potential in this area?
Well, I think when you look at the companies here that are growing, Hummel now, this is their, formerly Purelator, it's their largest U.S. operation. Danson's is here now, filling the old Maidenform building, and they're growing. Campbell Soup with their 700,000 square foot DC. We have every large building full, except for our new spec building that's being built with CNS Commercial Properties and a group, Windsor Commercial. They're completing that down in Hope Mills. But every piece of property we have that is ready to go is under investigation by a product right now. So we've got, we need to look at what comes next for us in product. But we're seeing the interest, and really our best asset is our people. We are younger. We have we have a higher than average level of education in some college. We need to see more completion of college here, but we do a better job at a more affordable price for employers than any other of the markets we've compared ourselves to. So in the end, it's really the quality of our people here. Having 95 is a great asset. Our airport, the local leadership. We have a great utility partner with PwC. Honestly, we could have used some additional gas capacity, but we've got most of the pieces we need to be successful. We just need to keep putting them together and be aggressive about identifying what comes next, because pretty soon here we will be out of all of our industrial sites and available buildings, and so we're going to have to push forward hard to have that capacity to grow. Because if we're not able to physically accommodate the operations, our people won't be able to have opportunity there. But we do have the workforce and the talent to deliver on that side.
Well, you've been here at our WIDU studios. We're right here on the great Murchison Road, so I know many are dreaming of, a flourishing growth between here and, 295, and I'm sure you guys are working that. Let me ask you this. When I read the press release and I saw the name Amazon, obviously that is just a world famous name. It just felt great. I'm just curious, you as a leader and doing this professionally, are we wrong, or is that huge also that one of the biggest names on the planet sees something in Fayetteville to put a facility here?
Yeah, I think it is huge. I've dealt with Amazon off and on over the years and have always wanted one of their facilities in the community that I worked for. I can say that, so they have the most technically advanced site selection process of any company in the world, and so when they identify your community as a good place to invest, it really sends out a signal to the entire rest of the industrial and light industrial world that this is a place worthy of looking at from a logistics, distribution, and economic opportunity perspective. So it does say a lot. And I think also, for us, for our citizens, for our community, who do we want to be? And I think that we believe that this is a city and a county that should be competing on the national stage with even up against much larger peers. And having Amazon here sends that and reinforces that we're a market, that is very competitive and growing.
Robert, it's always great to have you on the program. Coach Bricky has been talking about Team USA and all of us, working together for the greater good of our community and our country. We think of you as our coach to help us understand what we do. We believe fundamentally jobs stop bullets, and that bringing good, livable wage jobs to our community will solve many other problems. So thank you for your hard and diligent work. For many of us, we see days like today as answered prayer. We congratulate you. I want to give you the final word this morning, just from all of us to you and all of your team. Man, a big, huge congratulations and a big thank you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much. And again, I think it's really important for everyone to know and understand that we just get to be the tip of the spear here at economic development. And without the support of the county commissioners, the city council, the private sector that supports and funds us, and honestly, all of the citizens here in this community, we won't be able to achieve things like this. We really do accomplish. We rise and fall together. And I'm just so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to announce this today.
Coach Bricky, I started to just hit one of our uplifting songs real quick, but I can't go forward without getting response.